ridiculous as someone so fundamentally stingy and fundamentally earthy as a Capricorn dealing with fire in an objective way. Maybe he's walked in and set upon something. Check it out though and see what his Capricorn thing is all about. Check it.
Rolling in the forerunner, all summer, laid back, state maps and 8 tracks. Rolling in the forerunner, all summer, laid back. Rolling in the forerunner, all summer, laid back, state maps and 8 tracks. It's straight that I laugh at competition. I'm champion, nigga. I can't be son.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay, awesome. Welcome to my chill stream. Tell me if the music is too loud, I'll lower it. I had a bunch of people ask me literally the same thing over the past few days, and when I was talking to a few guys out there, when I was explaining the method that I use to make money in crypto, they couldn't understand how it works, literally. So I'm going to try and explain it. Hopefully they'll be watching. There's plenty of ways to make money in crypto. Some people use technical analysis, okay, and that's also fine. I personally don't use it because I don't need to. It's going to take me years to figure out technical analysis and how it works, and from what I've seen based on my trades, to me it's absolutely unnecessary. There's a lot of people who sit there and second guess themselves and the market and the chart and everything else, and I'm not saying it's, you know, something bad that they're doing, but they're just putting themselves in such toxic situation where, hey BB, what's up? Where they just don't don't know what the hell is going on. There's a lot of uncertainty. Um, they don't know whether they should get in or get out. Yeah, exactly. FOMO is real. What do you think is going on right now? Um, and they get in and then they put stop losses, and a lot of times they end up losing money because they get in too late. Okay. And like I say, you got to let the coin do its thing. You can't expect immediate return on investment. You got to be ready for any kind of situation. And this is what I want to talk about today. I'll talk about account building coins as well, guys. So if you do have certain coins you want me to look at, absolutely spam them in chat. I'll go over them. But I want to go and talk about position trading first, okay? Because it seems like as much as I try to explain how simple this method is, there's really nothing to it. You literally buy low and sell high. And the lower it goes, the more you buy. And that's as simple as that, okay? And you just sell in the first bounce. And there's literally, I don't know, like 1% chance of you losing money in this kind of method. You just have to wait for the right moment. What would you do? I have fiat waiting for panic for Ethereum and BTC. Should I buy it and account build with it or wait for panic? Like I said, it's up to you. It all comes down to money management. So what I personally do, okay, and you all know I have 80% of my money that I hold in crypto, it's in sitting in fiat, okay? Because the rest of the money, you know, is either in coins or BTC or USD. Not USD, Ethereum, I'm sorry. So how I accumulate BTC, and this is what I do. I accumulate BTC, right? To use that BTC to trade with other alts. If you don't have a lot to start with, you can take a chunk of that, whatever money you have, and put it in BTC, put it in Ethereum. You need something to work with, right? And I started, because I have a few Binance accounts, I started another account a few weeks ago on Binance, and I've been trading literally like pairs and stuff, not even BTC or anything. All of that is in BTC. And I went from 0.03 BTC to 0.224 BTC in a few weeks. Because I'm ignoring the USD value completely. All I'm doing is accumulating the amount of BTC that I'm holding. So in order for me to start doing it, I need something to play with first, right? So I allocated a sum. No, it's not insane. It's possible. How do you guys think I've been making money this whole time? And once I get to 2 BTC, I'm gonna, you know, take it all out basically and just start a new account because I don't want to do the whole verification stuff. It's really easy, okay? And I ignore the USD price of BTC or Ethereum, whatever I'm trading, completely. I'm not even concerned about that because even if BTC falls down to 4K right now, and by the end I'm done trading, right, in this like months or a few weeks or whatever, and instead of 0.03 BTC, I have 0.5 BTC, I'm still, you know, I still have money. Do you have any general rules of thumb on what to expect for altcoins to do when BTC is mooning or dumping, or it all depends on the coin history? It depends on the coin history. It depends on, hey RP, thanks for joining. And I will be doing a giveaway in a while. So follow me if you haven't yet, because this bot is like retarded. So it only does giveaway to people who actually click on the follow button thing. So, it still gains, exactly. And like, even at the end, trust me, I can still, you know, for example, at the end of the year, I'll have 100 times more BTC. I'm exaggerating, obviously. 100 times more BTC than what I have right now. I'm still going to be in profit, okay? But if you're only concentrating on the dollar value, you're screwing yourself over, because the only way you can trade that stuff is you either hope that BTC will go up, right? All right, BB, go make dinner. either if BTC goes up, right? And I'm still hopeful that it will go up. I really don't know what the future brings. I eliminate that thought out of my head completely because it creates a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unnecessary doubts, fears, all this other stuff, you know, for me. I don't trade like that. I concentrate what's in front of me, which is this chart right here. Am I going to buy right now? Absolutely not. Where did I buy the last time? Let me see. I nibbled right here. And by the time this thing went up, I'm up already close to 7-8%. I'm probably going to sell over here. Okay? So, even if BTC never hits, you know, 1 million or whatever McAfee says, I'm still going to be okay because at the end of the year, I'm still going to have more BTC than what I have right now. Any news on EOS Ethereum? I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I would suggest you not insult bots or when Skynet is in online, bad stuff will happen to you, okay? All right, so I'll go over the coins in a second. All right. First of all, like I said before, I trade the BTC and Ethereum on 4-hour charts, right? It can go to whatever the hell it wants to, okay? I'm okay with it because my priority in crypto market, and in a way I kind of learned it the hard way, is when I'm trading BTC pairs or Ethereum pairs, I got to concentrate on the Satoshi amount instead of USD value. Because if you're going to try to cover both, you're going to screw yourself over. Okay? So because I trade on the 4-hour chart, this coin moves very slow for me, right? So I take my time getting into the coin, and then I take my time getting out of the coin. I can go on 1-hour chart if I want to nibble, okay? So like over here, did I put half of my USD stack in here? Absolutely not. I put maybe, you know, a few grand basically, okay? And I've made 8% on that few grand, which is good. So how I accumulate, oh, look at this, nice. How I accumulate BTC, right, is I follow the same rules that I always followed. I buy under the base and when it panics. So my last large purchase was over here under this particular base, right? This was the base. And I define the base by either when the coin tanks and it has a nice bounce, like it did have over here. You know, over here, this could be a base too. Over here, I guess this can be considered a little tiny base. And trust me, if this thing would have broken this, I would have purchased over here somewhere, but it didn't. Okay, so this was a nice, we had a drop underneath the base. This was a straight panic. We went down like almost 10%. And this is where I nibble, okay? I don't, I'll tell you in a second what I do, Costello. So I nibble because I'm also keeping in mind that there's also a stronger base over here, right? So even if I'm going to nibble over here, because I really don't know where the coin is going to go, I can only play with so much money, right? So of course it depends on how much fiat you have. And this is why it's important to build up your account first. Because trust me, if you're going to come in with $200 to your name, and you're going to be like, okay, well, if I'm going to play like Koshka does, I'm going to nibble over here, and then if it drops lower, I'm going to double my amount over here, underneath this base, and then it drops to, you know, 1,500. What are you going to do? You're not going to play with a lot of money. So it's important to build an account as well, okay? And I will talk about it in a little bit. So this was my base, and I nibbled, okay? And I'm okay holding this coin for as long as it takes, because I gotta give the coin a chance to decide what it wants to do. So far, on this particular trade, it was probably maybe 5 to 7% of my total USD stack, okay? I'm up. I haven't sold yet. I'm up almost 40%, okay? This is great. But it took a few weeks to get to this point. So I'm not gonna sit here and stare at the chart 24/7 trying to figure out what the hell is going on, okay? You one day you'll send me a bouquet of flowers as a thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. Yes, absolutely, Spexy. I agree with you. And a lot of people, they want everything right away. They want everything, and they're like, well, if Koshka is playing this, that means I'm gonna play it too. Altar dipping. All right. Um, so this is how I trade BTC. Do I really know where it's gonna go? Absolutely not. Do I care where it's gonna go? Not really, because I'm already in a position, right? And this is why it's called position trading. I've positioned myself in a very nice spot. Okay, I could have sold over here on the bounce, because a lot of times what happens is if the coin dips underneath the previous base, it normally goes up to that base, which becomes at some point a resistance, right? Touches that base and then does whatever the hell it wants to do. So if you don't want to trade like me, like I'm a slow trader, you can absolutely buy under the base right here. And the lower it goes, the more money you're going to buy. So 10% drop was not too bad for me. Okay, 10% drop under a strong base wasn't so bad. I've taken all of this into consideration. I'm like, you know what? This was a nice panic. We're 10% down. I'm going to put about 5% of my, trading stash in here. And I did. And then I gave it time because, see, it went down over here. Did I panic? Absolutely not. And then it went back up. And I could have sold over here, but I decided to hold. Okay, because I needed BTC to trade alts. I needed BTC for other things, basically. And what you can do if you're accumulating BTC the way I do, you can do this with any alt. If you decide to get into an alt, let's just say you want to buy Wabi, okay, because you think Wabi has a lot of potential, Wabi has this, and you want to accumulate it as a long-term hold, what you can do is you can take a certain amount of money, let's just say, I don't know, $500, right? For example, if this was Wabi, what you can do is you can trade this, make the percentage, take the $500 out, that's your initial investment, and keep your profits in. And I do the same thing with BTC. So over here, most likely, I'm going to sell my initial investment of whatever money I put in there, okay? I could have done it over here, I could have done it over here, anywhere in this section. It's great because I'm in profit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my profits in there because I need that amount of BTC to play other alts. Absolutely. I never buy over here. I don't need to buy over here because 99% of the time, if it's the coin that I'm interested in trading, I'm the person that buys here and here and here and here, okay? And it doesn't mean that I'm going to go all in with my account. It means that, did we have a 5% drop? Okay, I might nibble. Even if I have $100,000 to play with, I'm only going to put 5, 6, 700 over here, okay? Because what happens is, and this is how I get out of bad trades. This is another thing that I want to tell you guys. Repeat myself again, because I know it's important. Even if I've decided to get into here, for whatever reason, because this thing dipped, and I didn't consider this as a base, so let's just say this was my base, right? And I decided to nibble over here. Well, 5% of my investment, okay? And then this thing never came back to where it came from, and it's dipping lower. I'm going to put another 5 to 10% over here. And I'm going to put another, maybe double the amount over here. And the reason why I'm doing it is because the lower it goes, right? 2 reasons. The lower this thing goes, the more coins I can buy for the same amount of money that I put in over here. And also, by the time we get to the bottom, and trust me, I know where I can spot a bottom, but even if you don't know that, the lower it goes, the more you buy. And this investment with larger amount, right, will compensate for these losses, because by the time it jumps up, and here you put $100, here you put $200, over here you put $400. This $400 investment would, let's just say, 15 to 20% bounce. This will cover your losses from these two things, okay? And you don't have to sell at loss at all. I don't really need to put stop losses. I'm a very relaxed trader in that sense. What do you mean? Isn't is all worthless if you're going to buy altcoins? I don't get it. What does the 4 hour? You don't have to. I'm only trading. I'm just saying. A BTC I trade on 4 hour. The rest of the stuff you can do on 1 hour. I don't recommend doing it on 15-minute candles because you'll get stuck in 15-minute candles, and you're gonna layer all the way over here all of your amount, whatever money you have, and then this thing crashes down. What, you're stuck. Okay, I like larger time frames on coins like BTC, and I've mentioned it many times before. BTC is a very slow-moving giant. It takes a while for it to figure out what the hell it wants to do because there's just so many sellers and buyers involved, and each panic, essentially, what each panic represents. Yes, when you're doing alts, it's a completely different story. I will talk about account building in a little bit. Guys, you got to give me a chance because if I'm going to talk about the two things together, I'm going to confuse a lot of people because account building is completely different than position trading, okay? And a lot of people confuse the two. Do I only trade QFL style? Absolutely. I legit deadass don't know anything else. Okay? So, the lower, all of this, like I mentioned it many times before, all of this was very profitable because I took my time. I let the coin decide where it wants to go and how low it wants to dump. Okay? On 4 hour chart, it's great. You come back once a day and you check on it. You're like, oh, okay, it's still tanking. All right, I'll come back tomorrow. I come back tomorrow, it's like somewhere over here. Okay, we're what, 20% under the base? All right, I'll put another buy-in over here. Oh, look, we went up. Okay, 2 days later, I sell over here. You know, like, perfect. I don't really go on signals, but like I've mentioned before, because there's a lot of people who follow paid signals, what you can do, okay? What you can do is, for example, there was a GVT. Somebody told me about GVT and I told you guys about it. GVT was the coin, right? That there was a signal made, basically. And let me go on 1 hour chart. And I think I talked about the symbol, not symbol, signal somewhere like over here in this section. What you can do, okay? Monero's working today. I haven't followed any forks. Hold on a second. I'll talk about the fork in a second, okay? So what you can do right here, and this is tanking very nicely. Guys, this is a great panic. I'm gonna probably buy in. What are we? Okay, we're 5% underneath the base. Okay, this is our base on GVT. And tell me the alts that you want to trade right now. I'm gonna draw your bases, like right now. Yeah, BB, don't spam caps. It's not gonna like you. I have a little bot running here. Okay, so to me this was a base, and the reason why I think it's a base is because we had a drop, and then we had a bounce, and then we had a drop over here, and then we had a bounce. So to me this is a decent base, and we're 5% underneath it, with a little bit less now. Let me look at this thing. What am I going to do? Am I going to go ham and buy with all of the money that I have? Absolutely not. I'm going to buy with 5% if I'm trading this coin. I'm going to buy with 5% of my BTC amount, okay? But the reason why I'm mentioning GVT is because it was a call made by a paid group or whatever, and they were shilling it. So I'm like, okay, this is what I do. If you decide to get into a coin because of a paid group's call, right? Don't go all in. Don't think just because they're shilling GVT, it's going to skyrocket all the way to wazoo, which it did, essentially, right? Because I made good money in it. First of all, I nibbled over here, okay? Because I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to buy it, and I'm going to hold it because it's a paid call. A lot of times they have good calls and blah, blah, blah. Did I freak out and sell at loss over here? Absolutely not. You know what I've done? I bought more. I didn't even buy twice as much as I bought over here. I literally put the same amount of money somewhere like in this section. But this, okay, because there was a drop in price, 7% drop, this allowed me to get 7% more coins than I would have gotten over here for the same exact price, okay? So the lower the coin goes, the more coins you can get for the same price. I think VQ does account building, because from what I've been looking, from what I've been seeing on his trades, he does account building, and you can do the same thing. He basically just buys all of these coins that go up and down, up and down, up and down, and it makes money. Okay. All right, 1 second. I gotta answer some messages here. And you can essentially take any exchange for account building and do whatever you want. Anyway, somebody wanted me to look at EOS. EOS, BTC. Ooh. Okay, well, with EOS, this is the problem that I have with it. Okay? On Ethereum pair, I did trade. What did I trade? I'm still in it. Okay. I was trading Ethereum pair, and I bought somewhere over here yesterday, nibbled. But let's do BTC for now, okay? Because it does the same thing. This creates a problem, because we did have a drop underneath this base, right? Okay? And then we had a really crappy bounce. And the bounces usually signify the amount of buyers we have coming into the coin. Okay, because all of these bounces are buyers being interested in purchasing this coin. Okay, when selling your initial investment, have you noted your buying amount at the buy? Blah, blah, blah. Basically, what I do is I don't trade on CoinG. I trade on the actual exchanges. So what I do is, for example, if I put 0.2 BTC in here, right, and this thing bounced, I take, you know, even if I can sell the whole sum over here for 0.3 BTC, I still take the 0.2 BTC of that I invested initially. I just look at my last order and I'm like, oh, okay, I bought it, you know, with 0.2 BTC. All right, I'm taking 0.2 BTC out and I'm leaving 0.1 BTC in here. Okay? That's all. It's just easier for me. So because I bought over here yesterday and nibbled, right? And I know some people traded this little mess and they made like, let me see, how much did they make? You know, 4%. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is making larger gains. The lower this thing drops, the more chances I have of making larger money, okay? Am I going to consider this a base? Not really. This is not a really strong base. This is a stronger base. I can absolutely buy over here if I want to, okay? Because I'm looking at the order book and it looks pretty good. Because trust me, every time the coin dips, you got to understand that all of these coins are being sold into somebody else's hands. And if somebody is selling a massive amount of coins, and right now we're seeing red is because we have more sellers than the buyers. It doesn't mean that the people who are buying this thing are not going to bring it back up. So what you can do is you can, you know, I'm probably going to buy somewhere over here as well. And if it dips lower, I'm going to double my amount over here because I'm going to play off this base. Okay. We barely broke the base and I really want to see if we're going to dump. This is going crazy. And if I consider this base where I bought previously, although it's a really crappy bounce, I mean, I guess it can still be a base. Let me see. How much are we? We're 6% underneath this base. So I'm going to nibble again right here. Okay. And if we dip lower underneath this one, then I'm gonna buy more. I'm gonna buy twice as much as I put in over here. But it has to be another good juicy drop of like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8%. If you're a total of 15K, I would honestly say you're good for position trading, honestly. You can absolutely do it with the amount of money you have. Like I said before, I started trading with like 0.03 BTC on Binance the other day. Well, not the other day, like 2 weeks ago. But, you know, I'm up already. That sum of money only gives you, you know, it's something you can enter with. Yeah, Mark, thank you. Everything is going great. I'm going to do a giveaway soon. Thanks for asking. All right. So you got to let the coin decide where it wants to go. Okay. You can absolutely sit there and stare at 1 minute chart. It's not going to do anything for you, because trust me, the lower the drop is, the higher the chances you have of it rising faster, especially if it's dipping in a panic. Okay. So I traded a bunch of other coins. What else did I trade? XVG. I think I traded the Ethereum pair. This one was an amazing bounce. So you guys probably seen in Discord I was saying that XVG is dumping. So I bought over here. I don't remember exactly where, but somewhere in this section. And I did have my cells layered. So I made, you know, 6, 7% on this bounce very, very quickly, just literally a few hours while I was sleeping. That was good. And this signifies a good base to me, okay? Same situation. Essentially, all the coins follow the same pattern, but to a different extent. So on EOS, that base was very weak. But on XVG Ethereum pair, like right now, this base is a stronger base. So we are, let me see, let's just say 4 or 5% underneath this base, right? You can absolutely nibble somewhere over here. And a lot of times what the coin does, like look over here, perfect. And the reason why I set up my sell over here is because a lot of times when there's a strong panic going on, like I mentioned before, the coin, when it bounces back up on that initial bounce, and this is all you have to trade. You don't even have to hold it. You can just sell on the initial bounce, all of it, if you're accumulating whatever BTC or Ethereum. All you have to do is set up your cells somewhere in this section, because a lot of times what happens is underneath the base, coin drops, and then when it bounces many times, it touches the previous base, which becomes the resistance. This is easy. Do I know quick fingers? Yes, I do. Do you know that Luke always, I mean, not always, but Luke sometimes comes in here and answers people's questions too? Oh, sorry, I'm vaping. I know somebody was complaining. In CoinG, there is no info on investment in BTC, only price and the amount of the coin. So, okay, well, welcome. And thank you for following. Guys, I'm gonna do a giveaway in a little bit. So if you follow me, you do have a chance of winning $50 either in crypto or Amazon gift card. Just make sure that you follow, otherwise you won't be able to enter. Yeah, absolutely. This is how I learned how to trade. I watched his videos and I decided to take advantage of that amazing method. Now, what do you do about a situation like this? Okay, when the coin is continuously tanking. A lot of you guys have asked me the same question, and I mentioned it before. Depends on the correction. Depends on how the coin is going. Am I going to buy this? Absolutely not. Why? Because this is a slow grind. Okay, you see there's a slow grind going on. I'm not buying this. This signifies to me a slow grind. There's not really any panic going on. So what I do trade is the panic. So you have to differentiate between a panic drop, right, versus a slow grind. A slow grind is usually when there's just not enough interest from the buyers and the sellers continuing to slowly sell. Okay? But when there's a panic, there's always a bounce. And all you have to do is catch that bounce. Whether it's over here, or over here, you know, or panic bounce. Then we have a panic, and then we had a crazy bounce over here. And then we had panic small bounce, panic larger bounce, and then panic, and hopefully it's going to go back up to at least here. Okay. How do you get out of situations like these? Well, first of all, like I said, and Luke says the same thing. If you're just trading to build up your account, and you don't want to hold the coin, because if I would have been so excited about XVG and its future potential, I would have absolutely held this here, you know, and held this over here, and I would have probably purchased this as a long-term investment. But if you're only trading this to make money, basically, or increase your BTC stack, then trade the panic. Trade this. Don't trade this, you know, trade, well, we have like a little panic over here. Trade the panic. Okay. Even with this slow grind, we did have a bounce as well underneath the base. So how do you get out of situations like these? Like I said, even if I would have bought somewhere, let's just say over here, and my investment over here would have been at loss, I would have waited for the next panic, and I would have traded this panic and made up my losses from over here. Okay. What are you guys doing? Give me your, give me the link. I'll post it. Do I sell altcoins for Tether and buy BTC or Ethereum next panic? Normally, when I trade altcoins, I trade them for the BTC or Ethereum, because that helps me increase my BTC or Ethereum stack. 1 second. All right. Okay. I'm gonna post this link before VQ gets banned. It's a very troll server with a lot of autists. So guys, be careful. If you're a normal person, you just care about trading and not, you know, posting bad stuff about everybody, then avoid that server like plague. Anyway. So this works for people who have decent amount of money and they know that just in case the coin goes, you know, dips. Because trust me, when I'm trading this right now, with the amounts of money that I have over here, I'm also taking this base into consideration. I'm taking this base into consideration. And I'm also taking this base into consideration as well. Because if this coin decides to dump all the way down here, right? What am I going to do? Am I going to sell at loss? Absolutely not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase more and more and more and more and more over here. And this will allow me to get out of a trade with profits and compensate for my losses from these little trades over here. Okay? And same thing, what was it? EOS, right? When I was I'm going to go on a 4-hour chart because it's a long process. So all of this I was trading, and because I was in EOS long term, I was, you know, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll buy over here, and then a dip lower, I bought over here, and then we had this nice 15-20% drop. I went a lot in right here, and I could have bought more and more and more if it went lower, basically. But what this allowed me to do, this allowed me to, on this bounce, allowed me to compensate for these losses. And I'm still holding money. I'm still to this day holding money in EOS, although I was selling all of my profits right over here. I still have a stack of EOS that I haven't sold yet. Okay? Because I really don't know where the coin is going to go. But what this allows me to do, this allows me to purchase more. With smaller amounts, obviously. Because trust me, when EOS was under $4 over here, I could have invested $1,000 and we've gotten so many coins at this price level. than I would have over here for the same $1,000. Okay. So this looks a little bit scary, I guess, for those who just started trading. But honestly, when there's a panic, when there's a strong panic going on, and you've positioned yourself underneath the base, if you look at this closely, right? If you look at this closely, if you position yourself underneath the base, right? Over here, base, we have a break, and then we have a bounce. And then the same thing over here. We have a base, right? Then we have a break right here. And then we have a bounce. Even if you didn't catch this one, you could have still played this. And then we have base, and then we have a break, and then we have a bounce. And you can either sell over here, or if you want to hold, you can sell here and all the way up here, okay? But the thing is, guys, you know, of course, you know, you're like, wow, Koshka made so much money, blah, blah, blah. But it's a lot of hard work. You know, do you honestly think I'm sitting here not doing anything? I'm trading every day, you know? I'm trading all of this. Sometimes, you know, some trades take a while because I've gotten in here. Did I sell? No. Did I expect it to go up here? Yeah, of course. I wanted it to bounce. But this is showing me that there's not enough buyers interested in purchasing this coin right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double down. And I just bought somewhere over here. So I want to see if we're going to bounce from here. Okay. Do you have a way to finding out if you're near the bottom of a panic? Yes, I do. And I've talked about it before. If you look at the volume, okay, like look right here. This candle is not complete yet because we got half an hour left in it. But for example, let's just say, look at the volume on this candle. Okay, do you see how large this volume is? And over here as well. Look how much stuff was being sold in this candle, right? What that signifies to me is that although there were plenty of sellers pushing down the order book, the buyers were propping the order book on the buy side with their own buy orders. So when I was watching this thing yesterday, I was actually watching the order book. It was like, oh, I don't know, I don't remember what time it was. A second. Somebody was trying to sell, okay, say 5,000 EOS coins right here. And they were pushing, instead of putting the 5,000 order over here, they were pushing it down the buy side of the order book. And what happens in these situations, and this is important, macro trawler, hello macro trawler. And what happens in these situations with this amount of volume, okay, and these tiny 1 hour candles, there's a lot of argument between the buyers and the sellers. So when somebody was selling off 5,000 coins of EOS, I'm just using it as an example because there were plenty of large orders. Somebody else was coming in and buying all of these orders, okay? And they were buying it at a very particular price. So what that shows to me is that the people on the buy side were interested in purchasing these many coins at this price level. Normally what happens is there's a bounce. So in this particular situation, because they bought so many coins over here, what I'm expecting for this coin to do, and please don't quote me because I hate being wrong. And same thing going on over here. Look how large this volume candle is, and look how teeny tiny this this candle is. What that shows to me is that they're gonna push it, try to push it up, basically. So if somebody bought a crap ton of coins over here, a lot of times what happens is they're gonna bring it above the price of where they bought in. And I can tell you the same thing. This is a great example. I'm gonna use this coin again. I know I used it before, guys. Centra. No, not this one. Where's it? Yeah, this one. Okay. Centra, I've traded this. Centra had the worst possible news come out. This was literally BitConnect all over again. It dumped like crazy. But when I was looking at the order book, all of these orders were being filled. I'm sorry, all of these huge orders, there were a lot of walls, buy walls. All of these buy walls were being filled over here. So the sellers continued to panic sell, but they were selling it into somebody else's hands. All of this, guys, like I said before, if you take away the whole TA, all of that stuff, the only thing that matters is what's going on between the buyers and the sellers. So rationally, if you think about it, at this point, right, we had more sellers than the buyers. And the sellers were selling, but what I've seen on the buyer side is instead of sellers trying to go down the order book and bringing this coin all the way down here, what happened over here was that the let me see if I'm hit BTC. Binance had a really good volume over here. It was showing there was a lot of volume going on. So what that showed to me is that all of these guys were selling off their coins, but they were selling it into somebody else's hands. So what I had to do, all I had to do here was layer my buys, because all you had to do over here was wait for sellers to stop panic selling. And when they stop panic selling, this gives the chance to the buyers come in and pump this coin up. So I bought in these 3 spots, and literally 2 days later I woke up, I didn't sell all the way on top. I think I sold somewhere over here. So I was almost like 200% in profit from my lowest buy. And the reason why you have to layer, I know a lot of people say layer, but they don't understand the reason for layering, because the lower it goes, the more you're gonna buy. $100, $200, $400. When this thing bounces at some point, and the bounces can be completely different. This had a nice strong bounce, but sometimes if the coin does this, you know, and you layer all the way here, the bounce also might take a while. Okay. Like I said, epic red pill person. That's a good question. So let me see. I'm gonna go back to BTC, okay? When account building, after I'm done talking about this, guys, because there seems to be a lot of people who don't understand the concept of this thing. Okay, so I want to talk about layering and stuff like this, and I will talk about account building, don't worry. So let me see. Normally what I do, and like I said, I'm going to trade on the 4-hour chart here. The lower the coin goes, the more you're going to buy, because the crazier the panic, the higher chance you have of the coin bouncing up. Okay, especially on a coin like BTC. BTC is a very popular coin. As much as it dumps, look, there's always a bounce back. As much as it dumps, there's always a bounce back. There's always a bounce back. Okay, so you're gonna invest more. You got to be a savvy trader. You're gonna be like, okay, what am I? 5% underneath the base? Do I want to buy with, 10% of my account? Probably not. I can layer here. I'll buy with, 3 to 5% of my trading stash over here. And then this thing dips lower. And then you're like, okay, let me see. We went another 10% down. You can double up over here. Absolutely. Double up. And then we go even lower. Anywhere in this area essentially is safe to buy. All you have to do is give the coin a chance to go back up. Because if this takes 3-4 days for the coin to dump, right? Do you honestly think it's going to take 1 hour for it to pump back up? Absolutely not. Same thing over here. This was my most successful trade to this day. And I keep going back to it because it's my baby. Okay, we were underneath this particular base, right? We went down. Let me see. We went down almost 40% underneath this base. But did this trade take 5 minutes to dump? Absolutely not. This thing took almost a week for it to go down here. And I think the 2 times that I bought was over here and over here. I bought over here because I actually thought it was going to go up. But then I've seen when it bottomed out, because I've seen that the volume was increasing like crazy. So I'm like, okay, this has to be the bottom. Because like I said, when the bottom is near, a lot of times what happens on the order book is that the sellers are continuing to sell, 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 sell. But the buyers come in and start propping their the buy book with large orders, okay? They start buying all of these sells. They're not bringing the coin back up yet, but what they're doing over here is they're starting to accumulate. So if somebody's selling 150 BTC at this price, what happens over here on the buy side is that they're putting 150 BTC buy order on this price, on this side. And these guys are selling, 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 but they're selling into these large buy orders. So instead of, with this amount of volume, this coin should have dipped even lower. But what happened was the buyer said 6K is an acceptable price for me. So all of these sellers continued to try and push through the 6K, and they couldn't do it because the buyer said, this is good. This is where we're going to buy everything. And then sellers exhausted themselves. They calmed down, and then the buyers had a chance to bring the coin back up. And we had an amazing run. And this is when I literally made close to 80% on BTC. You were hoping I would say the next sell position after a break of the base, not your buy layers. Oh, okay. Let me see. Are you talking about a particular coin? Let's just go back to EOS because that messes. EOS. Let me see. Binance. Like I said, I'm ready to sell, okay? And I'm ready to sell. Let's see. I'm gonna set my. Okay, let's just do this. So we have a 14%, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up my sells. Setting sells up is also as important as setting buys. And a lot of times people market sell, which is fine. But if I'm not there and the coin, you know, spikes back up and then continues down, I want to be able to catch that moment. So my sells are going to probably start somewhere over here. And they're probably going to end up somewhere over here on this bounce. Okay? So the reason why I'm setting up multiple sells is because it will allow me, and I'm not interested in accumulating EOS at this point because I have plenty of it. I'm just trading this to increase my BTC stash or Ethereum stash. The bounce, when it happens, and from what I'm seeing, we do have some orders coming in. 1 second. I'm hoping, okay, and I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I always try to set up my sells over here, that we go up and touch the previous base. And I know I'm being greedy here, but I really hope that it goes back up to this particular base. And the only reason why I'm doing it is because I know that EOS does have a mainnet launch soon. Okay, so most likely this coin will continue to go up at some point. Okay, and this is the only reason why I'm comfortable selling all the way up here. Okay. Wasn't Koshka talking trading? What? Not. Wasn't Koshka taking trading at it? Where the hell did you come from? Yeah. It is a different approach, guys, but it's worth it because essentially you are performing safe trades. And I can tell you that 99% of my trades in the past months, all of these trades, okay, and that's partially because I'm a safe trader, all of these trades were safe. Why? Because I never sold at loss. I don't have to sell at loss. because I never go all in. And the same thing I wanted to tell you guys about trading um, off paid group calls. Even Tika Masala, whatever the hell his name is, I forgot, the Palm Beach Confidential guy. Even those guys, he always tells you, do not put more than 5% of your total trading stack into a call that he makes. So if you're safe, I know it's going to take a while because a lot of you don't have a lot of money to play with, but it's fine. And I'm going to talk about account building. But if you have, let's just say 10, 15 grand to play with, right? Are you going to put 10 grand over here? And then, well, you'll have to sit for a while and probably wait for it to pop back up. But no, absolutely not. You know, start with 5%, start with 3%, start with smaller amounts. The key is to nibble, the key is to manage your money properly. Okay, it's really easy to get greedy, to think, well, why am I only putting $500 here if I can put 10,000 because this is all the money that I have, you know? Because who knows where it's going to dump? As much as a lot of you love TA, okay? As much as a lot of you love to sit there and pretend like you know where the coin is going to go, you really don't. Because 50% of the time, T is 100% right. And I'm sorry, it's God's honest truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We all know that, you know, crypto is unpredictable. So what you can do is you can protect yourself from getting screwed over by your own TA, okay? Or by somebody else's FOD and FOMO when you only play with so much money. Trust me, I didn't start with a lot, but like I said, over the course of the 6-7 months, because I started in October, I've increased my amount by more than 4,000%, okay, of what I'm playing with. And that's partially because I've been position trading, and the other part is because I'm also doing account building, okay, which brings me to account building. I know a lot of you have been excited about this wonderful moment. Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna drink some water. Did I take trading advice from John? Thankfully, no. And the reason why I decided to leave his server is because I've seen him making the dumbest mistakes, and I just couldn't agree to that. Because the method that I follow, which is the quick fingers look method, complete opposite of what he was doing, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and defend a person as a mod in his own server where I see that he makes the most common mistakes and loses money. So I'm really sorry, Smexy. I know you were trying to do something, but I don't know. This Nightbot thing is really annoying. I'm going to disable it at some point. Anyway, all right. I'm ready to buy EOS, even if this thing decides to dip lower. And trust me, the lower it's going to go, if it decides to dip over here in a panic, then I'm going to buy more. Because trust me, there's always going to be a bounce at some point. There's no such thing unless the coin is getting delisted. Even then. Smexy. Even then, there's always a bounce, okay? And all you have to do is trade this panic, not the slow grind like over here. This would have still been profitable if you would have held long enough, right? But if you trade the panic, there's always going to be a bounce. Look at the history of any coin. There's a panic, there's a bounce. There's a panic, there's a bounce. Panic, bounce. Panic, bounce. Well, this is not panic. Panic, bounce. Panic, bounce. Panic, bounce. Panic, bounce. See? Anywhere. All you have to do is trade the panic. Okay? You're having problem finding bases? There's a wonderful tool for that. It's called, although it's for Bittrex only, it's this thing right here. And I'll link it to you in the chat again. Okay? And it's fine because when you, like, I was starting in October, I made a mistake on Ethereum and I lost money because I sold it lost. But I've learned from it and I fixed my mistakes. And this is the beauty of this method, because essentially you don't really have to sit there and depend on anybody's TA, depend on anybody's opinion. You don't have to go around and say, guys, can somebody please tell me what is Bitcoin going to do? Because unless it's tanking, you're not interested in it. You eliminate so much uncertainty. You calm your active mind and you become a better trader. Okay? You become a trader that doesn't trade on his or her emotions. You become a trader that actually reacts to the situation as opposed to try to sit there and predict what's going to happen. Okay? There's this tool. It's qft@hoodly.com. And you can type in any kind of USDT. This is for Bittrex only. But you can do... oh my god, Nightbot. I gotta disable it. Yeah, I'll post it in a second. Here, let me see. There you go. So what it does for you, and if you trade USDT pairs, it's even better because they all follow pretty much the same pattern. It finds you bases. And the base is always going to be there. Trust me, there's always going to be a panic. Whether it's the panic from over here, okay, and this would be my base. And if it never happens, then fine. I'm going to wait for another base. I'm going to see where the next base is going to be. So right now we have this base right here, right? And this coin barely broke the base, but like, trust me, I'm going to play off this. And then if this coin decides to go higher and then breaks the base over here or tanks, you know, or decides to panic, I'm going to purchase over here. Okay? Do I use stop loss? Absolutely not. I don't do stop losses, guys. And it's my own personal opinion. You don't have to. Oh my god, Smexy, you're gonna get owned by this Nightbot. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it as simple. I'm trying to... Thanks for following, DS Gear. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible because essentially everything behind all of these bars, it's just what's going on in the order book. It's all an argument between the buyers and the sellers. Sometimes we have more sellers. Sometimes we have more buyers, okay? More sellers, more buyers. All you have to do is get in when everybody else is selling, okay? It's super easy. And, okay, so all of these things right here. You can also sign up to base alerts. We have Binance and Bittrex alerts. And it notifies you when the coin drops 5 or 10% below the base. It's a... what's it called? It's a Telegram group. So usually when a coin decides to drop underneath the base, it starts spamming my phone, and I hear all these notifications, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Oh, look, you know, EOS is 5% below the base. Okay, let me go and take a look at it. So it kind of gives you like an extra alert thing. You're welcome. All right, I'm gonna go back to account building. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Mark. I don't know. We can either disable it. I don't know why. Dobry dzień, barышня Koshka. Dobry dzień, Gilga. How are you? Thank you. Oh my god. You can hear me vape. Somebody was complaining that I vape too loud. It's a jewel, and it has like, this one is cucumber, cool cucumber, flavor. Okay, for account building. A lot of you people have lost money because of John. And a lot of you people have lost money because you didn't know what to do in the bear market. Okay? No, I don't smoke weed. So for those of you who have a few $100 to your name and you want to build up your account before you get into position trading, I'm going to talk about this again because I know a lot of you have gotten it, and I'm very happy for your feedback. Thank you so much for messaging me, guys, and letting me know that you're actually starting to make money. It's like honey to my ears, honestly. This is all I want to. I don't have IDEX on this on CoinGVQ, so sorry. But you're probably doing the same thing I'm going to talk about. You're stuck in 14 coins on Cryptopia doing AB. I'll sit down with your Gilga and I'll talk about it. I want to see where you're stuck at, okay? So account trading is something, account building is something that's extremely profitable. It will help you make decent amounts of money if you know what you're doing. And it will help you grow your account substantially. Like I've mentioned before, I went on Cryptopia a few months back, like literally two and a half months back. And I played with 2 Ethereum, okay? And at this point, I have close to like 25, 27 Ethereum. And it's really easy. You can absolutely double it. Oh my God. Colton, how did you get banned? Oh, it's the Nightbot. Shit. Sorry. I'll figure something out. I'm gonna disable it, I'm sorry. Alright. So if you want, you can just message me on Discord. Okay? You decided to burn your holds and start over? Very liberating. You can do that too. I mean, I don't recommend, honestly, but like I said, if you play smart by accumulating your holds, then you wouldn't have a problem leaving the coins behind, even if the stupid thing decides to tank, okay? Because, like, for example, if I want to accumulate this coin for whatever reason, let's see, 1 hour chart. If I want to accumulate this coin for whatever reason, right? All I have to do is buy low, sell high, keep the profits in. Buy low, sell high, keep the profits in, okay? So for account building, you're looking for a coin that has a low volume. They're not your traditional high volume coins, okay? I usually use those for position trading. My high sell low repeat. You're in the wrong Twitch for that one. You gotta go over to John's Discord for that. So what you have to do is you have to find a coin that have these crazy ups and downs, because this is what's going to make you money. And these coins are usually very low volume coins. Let's see what the volume is on this one. There's literally no volume. Let me see what volume is. 1.6 1.56 BTC volume, okay? Does it mean that the coin is completely dead and you're gonna get screwed over? Absolutely not. How much percentage free BTC Ethereum do you like to have normally? I'm sometimes fully waiting in orders. It depends, honestly. It depends. When I'm account building, it depends on the coin. Because see, like the orders here are kind of small. Okay, so I can only put so much in the coin that I'm trading. So, keep the profits in, take the profits out. Kiefer, it depends on what you want to do, okay? If you want to build up your account, then take everything out. But if you're doing it to accumulate a coin for a long-term hold, like, for example, Ardor, okay? This is the coin that I've been accumulating for weeks, if not months, okay? No, I don't want this. Hold on a second. All right? Look what I'm doing with Ardor. For example, it bottomed out, right, which is perfect. All I'm doing here is I'm getting free coins. I'm waiting for the coin to dip, right? So for example, here's my base, right? It dipped below the base. I can buy anywhere over here. We had a nice fat finger over here too. And even if I'm going to play with just say $200, right? And I invested $200 over here. And I've made 15%, I'm going to round it off to 20% on $200, right? What I'm doing for a long-term hold, because I want to keep this coin as my long-term hold at some point, what I'm doing is I'm taking the $200 out of here. Okay, for example, at that point, $200 was 0.02 BTC. All right. And by the time I'm done with this trade, I have 0.03 BTC, right? Because I'm 20% up. I know I'm coming up with numbers out of my ass, but just to make it as an example. So what I'm doing to keep accumulating this coin for a long-term hold, because I want bags and bags of this coin, I'm going to take my 0.02 BTC out of my initial investment and keep 0.01 BTC in here. Okay? Next time, you know, this thing, blah, 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 does its thing. I'm looking for a nice dip. All right? So I'm like, okay, how about I'm going to put another 200 bucks over here, right? And I waited long enough and this thing went up another, let's just say 20%, right? I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that $200 or 0.02 BTC out, and I'm keeping 0.01 BTC of free Ardor coins in the coin. So this allows me to accumulate a coin long term because I believe in the project, because I want to hold it, because for whatever reason. And I really don't have to leave my own money in it. I can take the same 200 bucks, trade these dips over and over and over and over again, and make, you know, 7, 20, 25% on all of this stuff. Here, you know, I bought somewhere. This was bottoming out, so I was like buying here and here, and I sold up over here. Okay, took my initial investment out, kept the profits in. I had 40%. It doesn't have to be a low coin. You can do the same thing with any coin. If you're accumulating, God, what do you guys, TRX, same thing. Same thing on TRX. You have all of these opportunities to accumulate the stupid coin. Okay, we have dips. Buy the dip, sell on the bounce, keep the profits in. Buy the dip, sell on the bounce, keep the profits in. Blah 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 blah. Buy the dip, sell on this crappy bounce, keep the profits in. Buy the dip, sell on the bounce, this one or this one, keep the profits in. By the time you're done with this, you're gonna have a crap ton of coins. And when this thing moves, you're gonna be like, yeah, I took my time. I traded all of these little crappy dips with 200 bucks. And instead of having 50 TRX, I now have 10,000 TRX because I've accumulated. Okay? But for account building, this is a completely different thing. This is when you don't really care about accumulating a coin. All you're trying to do is build up your account. Okay, you're trying to build up your trading stack so you can get into position trading for whatever reason, or you just want to increase your, you know, USD value. It's also possible because trust me, the way I grew my account wasn't only through the position trading. When BTC is going sideways, I go back to account building. Okay. It doesn't have to be of any high volume. You ignore the volume completely. Obviously, don't get into a coin like this one because it will screw you over. This one, okay? You don't want to be in a coin like this. Why? Because by the time here, okay? Although this does have a nice 100%, you know, rise and drop, but your order is not going to be the only order sitting at this price. So you're going to be stuck in here for a month before your order gets filled, and then you're going to get stuck in this coin for another month before you sell, because look how many people are selling at this price. It's crazy. Okay, so don't trade this kind of stuff. Do not trade this kind of stuff, okay? What you're looking for, and let me get to this, you're looking for a coin that has this whippy effect, because this whippiness is what makes you the money, because you can buy anywhere over here and sell up on top, okay? And you can do it many, many, many times over and over again. So you found a coin that's doing the whippy thing. Right now it's correcting, but it's fine. And because we still have orders over here. You ignore the volume completely, okay? Because it's not about volume, it's about whippiness. Because even with this coin has 1.56 BTC volume, okay? It doesn't have to be anything high, okay? I like low volume coins because nobody cares about them. And the reason why you're looking for a low volume coin, okay? Because finding a whippy coin is one thing, right? The next thing you're looking at is the order book. And the reason why the order book is important is because look over here on this particular coin. I mentioned it before, I'll explain it to you again. Look at these prices, 19.3, 19.3, 19.3, blah, 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 18, 17.9, 17.7, right? 17.5, 17.2. If you put these orders, if you draw them out here, right? Let's just draw them out. So we have 19 this, 19 that. There's a huge gap between the orders. And this, okay, this what makes this chart so whippy, okay? How long am I going to be streaming for? I have no clue until I'm done explaining. You're welcome for the unbanned. Okay, so what we're looking for is a thin order book. And I don't mean thin order book as far as, oh, there's no orders here. You're looking for all of these little orders, right? We do have some heavier buys here, here, over here. We have a 0.4 Ethereum or BTC buy over here, right? But what this gives me, it gives me a thin order book, okay? So when this coin decides to go down, because the bots or the people or whoever is deciding to sell through it, they want to get rid of their coins and they want to bring the coin down. If they're selling, let's just say 5 BTC worth of this coin, in order for them to sell all of that 5 BTC, they have to go down this order book. And this is what creates the drop. This is what creates this drop, okay? Because the volume is very low. But all of the stuff being sold, you know, they just go down the order book. They market sell. They sell it down the order book. And then this is what creates the drop. And then the same thing happens on the buyer side. If the order book is thin on the buyer side, which it is, look, it's very, very thin, okay? Same thing happens because when the coin goes up, when the bots or whoever decides to trigger it and it goes up, what happens is it pumps, okay? And this is what creates the whippy effect. And this is exactly what you need to create, to follow like an account building coin. You're looking for a thin order book as far as the gaps between the actual orders placed in the book, okay? Of course, I don't market buy. I don't market buy on these guys. The next thing that you have to do, well, yeah, of course you want the volume above 0, right? But this is why I explained, don't trade the coin like bird. You don't want to trade this coin, okay? This has no volume. This coin can sit at this price for days or months, okay? You're looking for a whippy coin. So what would I do right now? For example, I have $300 to play with, right? You also have to consider the size of all of these orders. If you have 5 BTC and you're trying to account build to 20 BTC, obviously this is not going to work for you because the highest order right here is 0.4 BTC. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. Keep that in mind. So try to match up your orders to the ones in the order book. But what this thin order book allows you to do is it allows you to place all of your buys somewhere in this section, okay? So what you have to do is you have to go over here, and let's just say you're going to layer up to here, right? Or like over here, because this is a 2 BTC order. So you have this room to play with. So you got, let's just say, this area to layer your buys. So you're not putting a 200 BTC buy over, $200 buy over here with all of your trading stack money. What you're doing is you're throwing your buys in with these orders, okay? So let's just say we have $300, right, to play with. You can put $50 here. Well, not 50, I mean, $20 here, another 20 over here, 30, 30, 30, 50, 50 if you want, okay? And that's it. By the time this coin goes down, your orders will be filled. All you have to do is put your sell orders above where you bought them, okay? Same thing. When you're doing the same thing for your sell orders, all you have to do is position yourself in between or on top of all of these cells. So let's say 20, right? And then we have up to, we can go pretty high actually. So 24. So this area would be your sell area. You're going to do the same thing. You can do, 20, 20, 20, 30, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50 or something. Up to you. Okay? Position yourself in between or on top. Okay? So by the time, I'm just saying, by the time this thing finishes its whatever the hell it's supposed to do, okay, you're going to be in profit. You can easily make anywhere between 15 to 20%. And then you do the same. Right, Triad, be careful. You're in my kid zone here. Okay? All you have to do is layer your buys and then layer your sells. And just follow this sweepy thing. And like I've mentioned this coin multiple times, I've traded this thing for almost a month. And I can probably still do it. But look at this. You're looking for a coin that has this. These were some crazy swings. Okay? These were some insane swings that I traded. And each one of these swings would bring me anywhere between 60 to 70 to 80% profits. All I had to do, and the order book looks pretty thin right now as well. All I had to do was layer my buys, right? Anywhere in this section. And once they go through, I just have to layer my sells. And that's it. And the bots or whoever is running this coin, they will, create these waves. All you have to do is get caught in it. A and B. What am I looking at? A and B. On Binance. BTC pair? Wonderful. Why are you showing me a coin that's pumping? I'm not interested in that. Show me a coin that's dumping. No, this is good. This is good. Sell. Don't forget to sell. Okay? And another thing I wanted to let you guys know, you gotta know when to sell. Okay? Because a lot of you, oh my god, so many people were like, I don't know when to sell. EOS. Oh my god, what is this coin doing? Is it gonna continue to go up? I'm gonna FOMO or FUD and blah blah blah. AVH, I'll check it out right now. So what I do when I sell, okay, is I sell in layers. So a lot of times, if I'm not certain about where the coin is going to go, I was quite comfortable with EOS just simply for the fact that it does have a mainnet coming out and I wanted to hold as a long-term investment, so I was okay. But a lot of coins, what I do is I sell my initial investment over here. And let's just say on this particular trade from the drop, I've made 50%. So I have 50% of what I've invested in here as my free coins. And all you have to do is basically sell your profits. You don't have to sell them all at one time. You can layer your sells like you do on account building coins, okay? Sell 5, 10, 20% over here of whatever is left in the trade in the stack. Then sell another 20% of what's left in the stack. And by the time you're over here, yeah, you'll probably have a little bit of coins, but you can still make money off whatever you have in there. And this way you can still take the profits out by, calm your mind and not be completely stuck in it when this thing decides to dip, okay? All right, let me go back to account building. Hold on a second. What am I looking at? AVH on HIT BTC. BTC. This was a great fat finger. All right. Awesome. Somebody fat fingered. I missed that. Jesus Christ, 258%. Yeah. Rip. You got some on Ethereum? Awesome, awesome. Don't forget to sell. Okay, fat fingers are like a one-time thing. As soon as you get in, get out. You've been trading the channel at KNC BTC, but now it may be dumping. I'm not sure. Let me see. KNC on Binance. What'd you send? Or Cryptopia. Oh, KuCoin. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see. Well, it's following what it's doing on the rest of the markets. It pumped, and now it's correcting. Okay? So what you can do is you can just do a position trade on this one if you want. And just double up the amount. So let's just say this is our base, right? Okay? And the lower it drops below the base, but also keep in mind that it's pumped. I'm not getting in on that fat finger because it's already going up. Yeah. Let me see. It's only 3% down. It's not even that bad. Wait for it to drop. If it drops more, then start layering. Okay? Over here, whenever. Okay? Fat finger is someone oopsing and buying a shit ton. It's more like selling a shit ton, but yeah. Okay. Let me go over a few account building coins. Do you guys have any preference as to which exchange you want me to look at? Last time I looked at KuCoin. Do you have anything else? Okay, Cryptopia, 1 second. And then after that, I'm gonna do the giveaway. Cryptopia. Let me see. I haven't touched account building in a while. I've been so busy selling profits. I'm like making good money without doing account building. Yeah, don't trade this, okay? Let me see. 1 hour. No problem. Do bigger exchanges have the same volatility? Kiefer, you gotta understand why the whips happen. It's because they have very low volume. Binance is a very popular exchange. Okay? Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. So, what happens on... I'll just give you an example, okay? So, for example, somebody is trading this coin. It goes up and down because... let's just say over here, the order book was thin. And thin order book, like I mentioned before, allows for these ups and downs, right? But when it's a more popular coin with a lot more volume, then what happens is the order book becomes very thick, okay? So let's just look at EOS, for example. If this would have been on a very low volume exchange, this thing would have had a lot more, I mean, not a lot more, but this thing would have had lower volume. But as you can see, the orders here are like pretty stuffed. The order book is pretty stuffed. And if these guys are going to sell down the order book, and they're selling 20 BTC worth of stuff, right? They're only going to fill like the first few orders. And it doesn't allow for the coin to drop as much as it should. because the order book is too thick. Okay? You're looking for gaps in the order book. You're looking for gaps. You're not looking for 199, 98, 97, blah, blah, blah. You're looking for 100, 95, 92, 87, 80, 70, 50. Because by the time this thing goes down, it's going to have to eat through all of these orders very quickly, right? You disregard the volume. Like I said, guys, disregard the volume completely. This one, it has 0.077 volume. And it still has the ups and downs. You can still absolutely trade this. Okay? You can still make money off of it. You can still make easily, let's just say 12%. Okay? But obviously you can't go in there with 0.5 BTC. You gotta put in teeny tiny amounts. But if you play 5-6 coins at the same time, it's easy. OPC, 1 second. OPC. Let me see. You bought at 56, doesn't move any thoughts. Okay, 56. Well, you also have to consider how fast this coin is moving. It's a very slow moving coin. So you bought at 56, right? Let me see.
Don't ignore what's happening here. We're having some kind of powerful.
Honestly, I would probably trade this thing more of a position trading coin. If you've gotten in here, then if this thing decides to dump underneath this base, then I would double my amount over here. Obviously, take this base into consideration. But right now, give it time. Look at these orders. There are not that many orders coming in. Okay, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Don't expect an immediate return. You look at the timestamp too. You're like, oh wait, there's only been like 3-4 orders in the past few minutes. Okay, maybe it's a very slow moving coin. You can absolutely put $10 per layer. I know a guy who trades these account building coins, and he does it in the most crazy way. Okay, instead of putting, 50 bucks here, 20 bucks there, he's putting 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, all the way down the order book. So all of his orders are just $5 orders, or the minimum amount of what's allowed in that particular trade. On Cryptopia, I think it's 50,000 satoshis. BTC satoshis, it's the minimum order. So he goes by bare minimum, but he stuffs this order book with his orders. So by the time this thing dumps, at least like 2 or 3 of his orders are filled. And those orders are literally like $5 orders. But he has, 10, 20 of them. And it also works. If you have the time to sit there and do that crazy thing, absolutely do it. Okay? Alright. And on these kind of things, like I said, ignore the volume. How much does he make per week? He makes a decent amount. On these kind of coins, ignore the TA, ignore the volume. All you need to do is look at the order book and see how thin it is. And if the coin is doing this crazy weepy thing. That's it. That's all you have to do. 2 things. The weepiness and the order book. And I'm going to go down the list again. Let me see. 59227. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to find a good coin for you guys. And also, it's extremely crucial. 1% is garbage. It's extremely crucial for you guys to remember that the more people trade the same coin, the less volatile it becomes. Okay? When too many people come in and start layering all of their massive orders in the same spot that you did, the order books becomes very thick. And it will not allow the coin to move like it did before, okay? Because it's going to start moving much slower. The volume is going to increase, and you don't need that. Okay? To find AB coins, exactly, that's all I do. I go down the list, Oh my god, my foot fell asleep. I go down the list and I'm like, okay, what is this thing doing? Let's look. Okay, it has nice, decent ups and downs, right? So we have what, 40% ups and downs. Right now it's kind of slowing down. And then I look at the order book. I'm like, okay, what does the order book tell me? We got 14, we got 13, right? A few 13s. Then we have 12, a few 12s. You know, it becomes thicker over here. But I can absolutely level a layer somewhere in this section. And I might not make 40%, but I might make, you know, 15, 20% in here. Okay? And that's all you do. UBQ? Let me see. Can't spell. Flat finger. Let me see. It's a little too thick, but you can definitely still trade it. You see, the order book is thicker, right? And it doesn't move as much. It's only like a 4% up and down bounce. The order book is too thick. Well, not really thick, but there's a lot of large orders here. I wouldn't trade this, honestly, unless you want to do more of a position trading, because it does have nice ups and downs. You got to zoom out then and see, you know, where the base is and if it breaks it and the whole spiel. How important is Flash? You're pissing me off. I'm talking about important stuff here. Size does matter, okay? Especially in an order book. $44, $41. I wouldn't trade this. No. I don't know what this coin has been doing, but it's been having amazing ups and downs. The order book doesn't look thin. I mean, it does look 24.3, 24.3, 24.5, then 24.0, and then 23.9. You can probably try and trade this. Stop warning yourself, Flashback. Can you please give a quick look at BTM? Sure, absolutely. BTM and Cryptopia. This is a wonderful coin. Look at this. 94.5, 94.3, 94.2, 1, and then 93. There's a huge gap between these two orders. 92. I would definitely play this. This is a great coin. And then we have a large sell order over here, but this might get eaten at some point. I would probably layer all the way down to 80, like 87, 86 if you can. Okay, I would probably layer all the way here. And I would try to catch even the bottom. Sometimes, even if it doesn't go through, okay, it's still sometimes nice to have these orders set up. When I do account building coins, even if these orders never get filled, I like to try and catch these fat fingers, okay? Yes, stay away from those wavy coins, aggressive bot action when it moves, absolutely. You have, wait, 3 buys, you have around 1065, 10... RP, which one are you talking about, the BTM? Where's the 10 something? When is the giveaway? In a few minutes. I'll finish talking about Cryptopia, then I'll do a giveaway. Let me open up a giveaway. I'll do it in the process so people have a little bit more time. Okay. You gotta type in !raffle to get in. And if you don't follow me, guys, on Twitch, please do. Otherwise, you won't be able to enter. So it's !raffle, like this. Yep. Yeah, BTM. For BTM, I would probably layer most of my buys. I would probably layer somewhere in this section right here. Okay? And then maybe a few more at the bottom over here, just in case. Because, you know, these ups and downs are pretty amazing. 20%, easy. Okay? I'm not saying it's going to go down there. So, but you can still give it a shot. The key is to layer, okay? And give it a shot. Off-topic university, nice website. Oh my god. Hey Luke! Luke is here! Everybody say hi to Luke. He's the mastermind behind it all. Everybody behave. Take a look at AVH. Ethereum. Let me see. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Wait, didn't we look at it? I mean, I hate missing the fat fingers, honestly. Wow, that's crazy. 70% down. So many fat fingers today, guys, and I'm like sitting here explaining to you what to do. But AVH, look how wonderful this coin is as far as trading. Look at all of these ups and downs. You can buy anywhere low and sell anywhere high, just for account building, and this is on HitBTC. Thank you. Okay, everybody, get out of the giveaway. Luke is the only one who's going to win it. You saw a huge buy at 75? That's insane. You had an order at 72 on this pair. Ugh. Did it sold at 92? That's amazing. You guys are rocking. That's so awesome. Awesome. See, I'm glad everybody's making money. It's easy. I am really happy that people say that account building works for them. I'm really sorry it doesn't work for everybody. You gotta kind of work on it a little bit. But a lot of people have been reporting that they've been making nice juicy gains. You're still in AVH? Okay. Alright. Same thing, look at the AMB right now. Look how great this coin is, okay? The volume is garbage, but we really don't care about it. 0.68, awesome, right? But what we care about is the order book and the weepiness. Okay, let's see if it does actually. Okay, 16%, not bad. It's a very slow moving coin, obviously. But what you can do is just layer your buys and then forget about it. Come back to it in a day or two or a few hours. 86.40, 86.30, 86, 85, 81. 85, right, is right here. 85.70. 85.70. And then the next order is at 81, which is right here. Look how huge this gap is, guys. So 85.70 to 81. Wrong tool. 85.70 to 81. So this is like a 5-6% gap just between the orders. So your job is to layer your buys over here. Well, I mean, there's a huge 7 BTC buy sitting over here. Well, you can absolutely get in here and position yourself anywhere above 81 probably, okay? And this is also helpful because at 800 right here, or 8K, we have a huge support wall. It's going to be really hard for it to eat through it, right? So let's see if we're going to bounce off of it for a while. Okay. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to sign up, guys. I mean, not sign up, enter a raffle. It's exclamation mark raffle if you want to get into the raffle. Yeah, like that. Uh-oh, they're coming after me. Okay. You can probably do account trading on Binance as well, but it's more of a high volume exchange. I'll go over a few coins there and hopefully I can find something for you guys because I know a lot of you are trading on Binance. Okay, let's see what this is. %, no. It's not a Nightbot. It's two different bots, Mark. I got Nightbot and I'm using the MooBot for the raffle right now. If you only have 500, would you say start with one coin? BB, I can tell you right now that if you get comfortable and you really understand what account building is about, then, do whatever the hell you want. In the beginning, I would recommend maybe 1 or 2 coins so you can just, get a little bit more comfortable with account building. Once you know what to look for, once you're going to look at the chart, go down the list and be like, do I want to trade this right now? Sure, because the order book looks pretty thin. Awesome. Let me blah, 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 blah. Bam, bam, bam. You set up your buy orders here. Next coin. If you get comfortable with that, then you can absolutely trade as many coins as you want to. But I personally, from my experience, I would try to stick to 1 coin. It might take a while. Maybe do 2 or 3 max. But don't get too disoriented if you're trading 100 different coins. How do I check MooBot? Bam, bam, bam. Yeah. How do I check MooBot, Mark? I don't know how to check it. All right. ARCT, I've been trading this coin for a while too. It's been really good to me. You can pretty much buy anywhere low and sell high. Account building is amazing. Set up your buys, come back the next only to find out the coin tanked to hell, but you have no more money to cash out. Another thing I'd like to mention, okay, because there are situations when the coin is doing amazingly great, it's doing all kinds of whippy effects, and then it tanks to the bottom and stays there forever. And the problem with that just make sure that people are in a raffle without having MooBot to confirm that we're in a raffle. I think you have to get confirmation from them. I mean, they're all following me. I know White-Triad is following. I don't know how to check it. I don't know how to check the thing. Anyway. Babe, yeah. So, the thing is, when you're doing account building, okay, remember, for your own safety, because anything can happen, and the coin can tank to the bottom and stay there forever. What you have to do is, a lot of people trade with the same amount of money. So if I'm going to trade this thing with $50, I'm going to continue to come in with $50 at the same time. Yeah, you got to watch the general direction too. Yeah. Okay. So, the general direction, the thing is, if you have your orders set up, like for example, if I would have been trading here, you know, I would probably would have my orders set up all the way down here too. And this is why I'm saying try to catch the bottoms as well. You never know. Even if these things never get filled, you're still kind of covering your ass. Because when this thing decides to dip, and you have your orders layered over here as well, besides over here, then you do have a chance of catching the bottoms and bringing it back up and riding this thing. Okay? So ARCT is not bad. The order book is not too thin, but it's decent. Same USD pair looks better as far as the thinness of the order book. It has a little bit more whippiness to it. Moonbot, can you pump my coin to the moon? Hold my beer. Of course, my baby Ardor, the one I love forever. Oh crap, I'm on HitBTC. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Cryptopia. See, like over here, you played the sweepiness, right? And then this coin decided to tank. Like I'm saying, if you would have still invested the same 50 bucks over and over and over again, even if you would have invested the $50 here, and let's just say we tanked to the bottom over here and you're 18% in at loss on $50, essentially you're still kind of safe, because if you would have played all of this thing, you could have absolutely, you know, made more money from it, and that 15 or $18% loss on $50 wouldn't be as painful, I guess, as if you would have put $250. So it's not like you can continuously increase the amount that you're playing with. Whatever money you make, take it out, come back with the same investment. Okay? I think Bat is dead. I keep looking at it. 17. This one is not bad. Bay BTC. A lo-fi music channel, yeah. I like it. It's chill. $768 would be our... We have a large order sitting over here, so I don't know if it's gonna eat through it. You deserve to win. Oh my god. Alright, let's all let VQ go. I'm gonna close the raffle, guys, and yeah, absolutely. I'll link it right now. Let's all close the raffle and let's see who wins. Okay, hopefully it's not me, because you know I'm probably entered too. And it's $50, and you guys tell me whether you want to get a Amazon gift card, or you want me to send you Ethereum or LTC. Don't ask me to send Neo, because Neo needs to be a whole amount. Okay, that's the channel that I listen to. Okay, 3, 2, 1. If you win, it's officially rigged. Yep. I'm just gonna throw my own, you know, raffles at me and continue to win, and that's how I'm gonna make money off of myself. Alright, I'm closing the raffle, guys. And I'm gonna draw. Alright. Crypto Gecko. There you go. Congratulations. You won. Can you please message me? It's rigged. Don't worry, guys. I'll do another one. No way? Yeah. Congrats. Look at all these salty people. Oh my god. Come on, guys. Say congratulations. Then be salty. Not okay. Illuminati confirmed. RIP. I'll do another one. Don't worry. You're welcome. You're welcome. Congratulations. Hey, message me if message me on Twitch, please, and give me your whatever you want it to be. Hi, Kath P27. Yes, I do invest long term as well. My biggest bags, Ardor, and then some more Ardor, and then I have NXT, and I have what was the other one? Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting. NXT, Ignis, Aeon, EOS, Ethereum. What else do I have? Link, Qtum, Neo, ENJ. Oh my god, I have so many, I don't remember. But yeah, Ardor is definitely my biggest bag right now because I've been accumulating it like crazy. Then, not really, no. Not then. Oh, Gecko, tell me if you were subscribed to my channel or not. Because I didn't know if it was only for subscribers or for everybody else. And you gotta message me, let me see. How do I... Oh, here, whisper. Okay. There you go. Congrats. All right. Yeah, and PM Atta docs if you were banned by Nightbots. It's okay. I messaged Crypto Gecko. I already messaged you. It's check out your Twitch messages. Alright guys, there's also a really fun and very trolly Discord that's rated R. I don't recommend it to anyone who has weak mind, but it's a lot of fun and you can, yeah I did. You can find me there and a bunch of other people like Virtual Query, who is probably the biggest troll on the internet, along with Sir Lorenzo, who is even a bigger troll, but we're all hanging out there and make fun of everybody. All right, and I'm also there. You can ask me questions, and I'm in a bunch of different Discords, so just tag me and say, Koshka, what about this coin? All right, there you go. I linked the Discord. Feel free to follow the link. Okay. Okay, let me go back to. Wow, this is crazy. Anyway, guys, this is extremely easy to make money off account building. All you have to do, like I said, is look at how weepy the chart is and look how thin the order book is. Look at this thin order book. 513, 501, 485, 484. By the time this thing goes down, it's gonna do this, basically. And this is the amazing trade that you can absolutely take because you can easily make anywhere between 20 to 50% on just this bounce and a drop. Okay, and this coin is BCF BTC. Here, I'm gonna post BCF BTC on Cryptopia. And if you still don't have CoinG, please sign up. It has a 30% free trial period, and it's something that helps me a lot to find these coins and whatnot. Luke is busy making money trading, okay? I'm the one that has to sit here and babysit you, which is fine. I don't have a referral link in CoinG. I mean, I don't really care about it, but it's fine. Will I talk about the Monero fork? Sure. I haven't really followed it. What's wrong with Monero fork? Okay, let me look at Monero first. 1 second. Oh, come on. Yeah, I guess I can link my my CoinG referral thing. I'm just gonna go on my CoinG account. 1 second. So let me look at XMR. Nah, XMR. And then Bittrex, BTC. Let me see. Is it coming up in a few minutes, you said, or an hour or something? Most likely, it's gonna dump from 50 blocks or so. Yeah, most likely it's gonna dump. So I don't know when you gotten into XMR. I would be careful and probably get out. Because look how much they're selling already. Look at the volume. It's insane. Yeah, I linked the lo-fi. Wait, hold on a second. Lo-fi. There you go. I'll link it again. Okay, just be careful because what happens after the forks normally? It dumps, okay? You can still probably trade it, but I don't know how low it's gonna dump. If I'm gonna trade the dump, in case it decides to go down, most likely what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the sellers to stop selling, and then I'm gonna hopefully catch the bottom. But I'm gonna keep an eye on the order book and see what's gonna happen there. Okay, on the buy side. So if I'm gonna see all these people selling crazy amounts of coins, I want to see what's gonna happen on the buy side. Okay, I'm gonna see if these sell orders are being propped by any buy orders and what's going on with the buyers. Am I considering forks? Absolutely. I've made a really good amount of money on the, was it Monero, right? No, ZCL, on Z Classic. I made a very good chunk of Bitcoin private, and I'm happy with it. But you have to be really careful because 90% of the time this thing drops to the floor. XMO and hit BTC. 1 second. I'm assuming it's any pair, right? Because it's the same thing. And what am I looking at? There's really no panic or anything. It had a 5% drop or less underneath the base, and then we already had a bounce on it. See, we had a bounce. I would say wait for it to really break the base if you want to trade this. Okay. This, you can consider this base or even this one right here, the little one. Shit. 1 second. This one right here. Okay? Let's see if we're gonna panic drop and then buy over here, because it's a safe place to buy. The only reason why I was really interested in Bitcoin private fork is because I really like the project. So I've been accumulating ZCL, and then I had some Bitcoin sitting in BTC because they did a snapshot there too. And after that, I just got rid of everything that I owned. I mean, I'm still holding Bitcoin private, but I got rid of everything else. Let's look at what happened with ZCL after the last fork. Where is it? Shit. 1 second. So this was the fork. Okay? This literally happened the second after the snapshot. So if you're in it for the technology, then you're gonna ignore this completely. Okay? But if you're in it for the for quick money, then I would recommend you get out. Most likely this thing dumps a lot of times after the fork. But then again, you could have absolutely still traded this, because this would have been our last base, right? Let's just say this is our base. Or you can make it a little bit higher if you want. And all you would have to do is layer, 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 and layer, right? And you probably would have had to layer, or considered layering all the way to the bottom. And then let's get rid of all this. Look at this bounce. It was a 200% bounce. You could have still made money on it. Okay? So if you want to trade this, just be careful and try to buy as low as possible. This is what happens when the seller stops panicking and then the buyers push it up. And then we also had, I think we also had another bounce somewhere over here, which was also pretty decent. But this took a while. You could have made another 200%, because this thing, basically the reason why it went flat like this is because the sellers stopped panicking. They stopped selling. Sellers exhausted themselves, and you could have purchased somewhere over here at the bottom, and you would have rode this thing back up. Do you base your bases on the candle and wick, or do you disregard the wick? Normally, honestly, I kind of see where it is, and I'm probably the worst person to ask about this. But if I see, like, for example, if there's another base over here somewhere, right? And I'm like, okay, so this kind of touches the base. So I'm like, I found a general area where the base is with the wick. On BTC, I'm considering this a base. Where is it? 1 second. I'm considering this a base, okay? And I'm considering this a base as well. Okay? Because although we did have these two over here, this one is only like a few % lower than these two. So I guess this whole area can be considered a base. My bases are kind of thick. Okay, it's up to you. It's, you know, you trust me. When there's a real panic going on, even if it's, you know, the base is 5 or 6% up or down, trust me, if this thing is going to dip 20%, you're good. Okay, it's a general indicator for you to follow. So you're like, okay, cool, this thing is 20% under the base. All right, let me buy over here. Okay, and on these things it's a little bit easier. Let me see where it is. On these things it's a little bit easier because, you know, we can obviously see that this is a strong base. We had a bounce, so the base is the point where the coin dips and then it has a bounce. Okay. So just be careful with the XMR fork right now. I'm not saying, you know, something bad is gonna happen, but most likely, see, they're already lining up the cells. Okay. So if I'm going to trade this, I'm going to wait for it to break this base right here. Okay, because this is a strong base. And then I'm also going to consider this base right here. And I'm also going to keep in mind what's going on the buy side. So if I'm going to trade this, I'm probably going to have to go in a 4-hour. I'm probably going to have to layer all the way down to God knows where. Okay. So I'll see how fast it's going to tank and when it's going to slow down. And then I'm going to consider buying. I'm not going to go in and start layering right here, you know, because a lot of times I know that during the fork, this thing really tanks to the bottom. All right, BB, go to bed. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. See you soon. All right. No, it's not true. It's not that they're not worth it. It's just something that I particularly wanted to do. You know, I wanted to, for ZCL, I wanted to get free BTCP coins because I really like the project. And I did sell a few. I think they went up to like 150 or 200 bucks, but then I'm keeping the rest. So it's just like a coin that I'm holding, one of the bags. So it depends, you know, it depends on the fork, it depends on the reason for the fork, it depends on what the project is about. So you have to really go by fundamentals on that one, you know, because if you're like, well, I'm gonna get this stuff and I really hope that it's gonna be mooning soon, it doesn't really work that way, because a lot of times what happens is the initial hype is gone, because crypto is what? It's all about hype. It's all about basing trades on the news, you know, which is the wrong thing to do personally, because a lot of actually good projects are suffering because of it. But your job is to get it in before the news, or after the news if you want, if you're trading the panic. Okay, so we'll see what DCL is, I mean XMR is going to do. I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay, I want to see what EOS is up to because I'm still in that coin. Well, let me see how much it made. Hey, I'm up 6%. Woohoo. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not selling it yet. Why do my videos delete? Because Twitch only keeps the last 14 videos. I'm gonna see what I can do about uploading them to YouTube. Or maybe I'll switch to YouTube completely or something. Okay. For coins that fork, do you put them in the wallet to get to new coins? It depends. Once again, you know, it depends. Because some exchanges, they support the snapshot or the fork or whatever. Some exchanges don't. So it depends. You have to read the news on the, or not the news, but the requirements of that particular project. So if the guys are saying, if you put it in the wallet and at this block, you got to keep it in your wallet, then that's the only way you're going to get the, to participate in the fork. Because, or if like Binance says, you know, we're supporting ZCL fork, and then you're good. You can keep your money on Binance as well. I need to be turbo. Okay. Sure. I mean, I can set them up. I just don't know who the hell would want to watch, you know, 150 150 my streams recordings, but sure, I'll get turbo or I'll get whatever. Okay. Crypto Gecko is still psyched that he wants something. I'm really happy for you, Crypto Gecko. Make money. Okay, Chixu, I know you too. No, it's fine. I'm not saying you guys shouldn't. You know, it's fine. I mean, Luke has a bunch of his videos on YouTube. I'm basically saying the same thing that he's been saying on YouTube in his videos too. This is more of a, you know, Q&A type of a style of a stream. Okay. No, it's fine, Chugza. Whatever helps you make money and helps you with, you know, progressing towards your goal. We all have our own methods, right? You watch them whenever you commute to work, so content is needed to keep your sanity. All right, fine. I'll keep them up, guys. If anybody finds them useful, that's great. I'll keep doing it. The interaction with us here makes for a better watching experience. Sorry, Luke. Luke is busy. He's a busy man. He's making a lot of money. He has a lot of trades going on. So yeah, awesome. Lucky you. Glad you managed to catch the live stream. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go because I'm tired, and I'm gonna go chill for a little bit. All right. Do I have something similar like QFT Hoodloo? No, I don't. I really don't use that many different indicators. The only thing I use, honestly, are the two little alerts here, and that's plenty for me. The rest of the coins, I trade when everything is tanking, you know? Don't go, please. You're welcome. Thank you guys for joining. Yes, for account building, Chukzi, you look for a thin order book. Okay, you're looking for an order book that has a lot of gaps between the buy and the sell orders. So when the coin goes down, it has an easier and greater chance of really tanking and then spiking. Okay. So otherwise, get into position trading. That's high volume coins. It's a completely different thing. Position trading is something that, you know, this is our base. Crap. Let's see, this is our base, right? And if we break down through the base, this is where we're going to buy. Position trading is something completely different. When you go on a little exchange like Cryptopia and you find a coin that has, hello, I need a coin. No, not bird. Bird is acid. Bond. I used to trade, but like bond. See over here. This is kind of thinnish. You can still make money on this. Okay, you can absolutely still make money in it. So the first thing you look at is whether the coin has the ups and downs, right? And the next thing you're looking for is, and I'm not saying in this particular moment it has ups and downs. You know, just look at the history of the coin. Yes, I know it pumped right now, but it does still have these crazy whips, you know, if you think about it. And then look at the order book and see if it actually has a place for you to throw in your order. Okay. Manzul, stop. Oh, until 1 mil showed up here. Okay, my stream is over. That's it. We're done. The boss showed up. He's gonna come in and tell me I'm doing it all wrong and teaching people how to trade differently. You're welcome, guys, honestly. Okay, so all you have to do for account building, and don't confuse it with position trading, is go down the chart, go down the list of whatever exchange you're using. Right now, I really, really like KuCoin, and I talked about it for a while. And all you gotta do is look at Dragon. Dragon and KuCoin looks beautiful. You know? You buy anywhere low and sell anywhere high. And the order book is kind of thick, but, you know, it does have its own swings going on. Dragon Neo, let's see. Same thing with DTA. The order book looks kind of, well, over here it looks thin. Let me see. I want to find a good one with a thin order book, because I want to give you guys a good example. 14.7. Okay, here, look at this one. 14.7, 14.7, 14.6, 14.5, 14.4, or 14 rather, 13.2. Look how much space we have in between these orders. You know, I'm not saying it's gonna go all the way down because the orders are kind of big over here. But 5, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 9. You can probably position yourself here. I'm not saying these two orders are gonna go through, but try positioning yourself here and then just sell up here. Because on the sell side, the order book looks very thin too. So you can easily catch even 24 if you really wanted to. So this would be your sell area, anywhere in this particular section. Okay? And you can easily make money on it. 30, 40, 20%. And this is how you build up your account. You don't need support and resistance in account building orders. And ignore resistance. Okay? We don't really care about resistance. We only care about support. We only care about, and this is for account building. I mean, for, not account building, for position trading. For account building, yeah, look, there's a huge order, 8 BTC order sitting all the way up here, okay? This will create a ceiling for you unless, you know, somebody really wants this coin. So it's because it's a low volume coin, a lot of times the coin is going to get stuck here for a while. So this is the room that you have to play with, basically. Yeah, KuCoin is pretty crazy. Thanks, Until. Okay. Let's see. 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1. Oh, I wanted to, 1 second. I wanted to see if I can find something on Binance for you guys, because I know a lot of you like Binance. How much do you take buy sell walls into account on account building? Sorry for keeping you. No, it's fine. A lot of times I ignore them, but obviously if I see that there's a 20 BTC sell order sitting at a price level, at a certain price level, right? And it's been sitting there for the last week and a half, and the coin is basically bouncing off the ceiling and then going back down, then I know it's a problem. So 20 blocks to the fork. Rip fork. Let's see if I'm gonna trade it. I'm waiting. Let's see if it's gonna follow this this path. I'm ready. I have my buy order set up, but I'm, like I said, guys, on this thing, I'm probably gonna start layering underneath the space, depending on how fast we're gonna crash. So, honestly, for Binance, you're better off doing position trading. It's just more profitable for you, and you can still play with with larger money. Account building on little crappy exchanges is, for those who are playing with like 200, 300 bucks. Look at this one, ADX Ethereum. I really like this coin and I've traded this multiple times. I can actually throw decent amounts of money there. Okay. So I don't have to sit there with like 0.001 BTC. I can play with a little bit more. And all you have to do is just buy low and sell high. It respects its bases. This one was a great trade, and we do have nice spikes. So even if you do 6-7% a few times, you're still building up your account in that sense, but you can play with larger sums. AE, I think AE used to be really good back in the day over here. Let me see, 7-9%. Some of these coins, and a lot of them do follow, what BTC is doing. But some of them dip more than the others. Okay? Especially on like BNB and Ethereum pairs. I really like those. Am I buying this one right now? No, I'm not. I'm gonna wait and see. This would be my base, and I want to see how low we're gonna go below this base. For Binance, I like to trade on other pairs, honestly. I mean, I do trade on BTC pairs as well, but a lot of whippy, quote-unquote, coins are on other pairs. But this is if you're okay with, 5-6% increases, Binance, most of the time, I just use for position trading. Because we have these nice juicy drops, what is this thing? Let me see. AMB Ethereum on Binance. APPC used to be really good to me back in the day over here. Had these nice ups and downs. It's really safe to trade on Binance because of so much volume going on there. After each dip, trust me, if you wait long enough, there's always a rise. This is not really a panic, by the way, guys. We have a panic over here. This was more of an argument between the buyers and the sellers, although we are under the base. I'm going to wait and see what it does. Let me see what this is. I'm probably going to... I haven't bought this yet, but I'm probably going to buy somewhere. Let me see. We're 10%. I can probably nibble somewhere over here. I'm going to nibble on APPC, Ethereum. ARC has been really, really good. Just from the previous history, you can absolutely make a lot of money on this coin. And it's very, very easy. Because even if you go back, I've always been trading ARC, but I don't really leave my profits in there. Did I cover TRX? You just... no, I haven't. I'll check it out in a second. With ARC, because of all the swings, and they're continuous swings, I can easily make money on this coin. All I have to do is literally sell on the first bounce, wherever that bounce is. Okay? So, like, we had a bounce over here. I didn't trade this, but I traded this, traded this, traded this, traded this, and this over here. I traded this. So, ARC BTC or ARC Ethereum, they have been both very, very good to me. All you have to do is buy low and sell high. So, let's see what happens here. Yes, I would recommend. The thing is, guys, 1 hour gives you a better perspective, okay, on things. You can also do 30 minutes, but you can also do 1 minute. But trust me, even if you do it in 1 minute, the coin is still going to do what it has to do. Yeah, absolutely. Chixo, ask me. What do you want? How many trades do I do per day on average? It depends on the day. and it depends on the coin. On BTC, I trade, you know, I don't trade every day. I trade when there's a nice panic. Like I said, on BTC, I bought somewhere. BTC, 1 second. My thing, please. Oh my god. Alright, on BTC. BTC, as I said, guys, I use 4-hour charts, right? Just because in order for me to really make a lot of money on it, I can't really, I'm not interested in making 2 to 5%. I'm interested in making 10, 15, 20% on BTC. So the last time my major buy, like I've mentioned before, was somewhere around 6,700. Okay, 67, 68, this is where I bought, and I'm still holding. Okay, and I bought a little bit more over here, just a teeny bit, because to me this tiny base was not as strong as like this base. If we're gonna go down and break a base, obviously like this one for example, then I'm definitely gonna put more. But over here it was a very good area for me to buy. So what I've done was we were 10-15% under the base. I bought here and I went into position and I'm holding it still. Okay, but because BTC is a very slow moving coin and it takes a lot of money for you to make a lot of money, right? I'm not interested in making 2% on, let's just say, $2,000, because if you think about it, the lower the coin goes, the more money I can put into it. So even if it drops 3%, am I going to go with half of my account in there? Absolutely not. Okay. How do I manage it all? I don't know. I keep track of everything that I do. I go on the exchanges. I look at the portfolio. I see which trades I make. Some coins I sell at profit. Some coins I hold or buy more if they're continuing to tank, you know. For AB, sometimes the coin starts ranging high. Do you chase after it? No, I don't chase after it. No, I don't. What I do with account building is, like I said, I just go off the order book. So if I invested over here and then the coin decides to spike up, awesome, I'm in profit. I'm going to trade over here. And then if I want to trade, I'm going to sell over here. But if I'm going to come back and trade this coin again, I'm going to position myself in the order book like I always do. Yeah, I only go long. I really don't know how to go short. So, how did I know how to hold my position on BTC buy? All right. Originally, well, because trust me, guys, I've positioned myself, okay, here. And I kind of was hoping that it would go lower, honestly, because I didn't buy all in over here where I bought. I bought in with, maybe 5 to 10% of what I had in my trading stack. And I don't need to freak out and sell, because I'm going to give the coin a chance to decide what it wants to do. And then by the time we've gotten to over here, I think, all right, over here, yeah, somewhere in this section right here. What I was seeing on the order book, and this is why I decided to hold, is over here, what I've seen was huge buy orders coming in. 150 BTC buy order, 100 BTC buy orders. They were all coming in. They weren't ready to pump the coin like they did over here. But this was their accumulation area. So what I've seen here on the order book, right? And like I said, guys, all of this is just a reflection of what's going on the order book between the buyers and the sellers. So in this area right here, for days, I've seen these guys, they would put up, 50 to 150 BTC orders, and they would let the buyers the sellers slowly sell into those orders. What does that show me? That shows accumulation. So I asked myself a question, like I always do it. Why would anybody want to buy this much BTC at this particular price? Especially here, they started buying more over here, if they didn't want to bring it back up. So here, let me see. I went long, and I didn't go long over here. I went long, like, over here, and I had to sit on it for a few days. And I might be doing it the wrong way, because apparently BitMEX charges you for position trading. But anyway, I went long over here, and then this thing spiked back up like crazy. I didn't expect this spike. I thought it was just going to slowly continue to go up. But I really, I knew it was going to go up, basically. I just didn't expect it to go up this high. So, and all I look at when I trade is base, underneath the base, right, area, and then the volume. And that's it. Of course, I put high importance on the order book. Like I said, guys, this is just a reflection of what's going on here. So by looking at the order book, you really understand what's going on. Because this really, at least for me, this really tells me what the buyers or the sellers are interested in. Are they interested in continuing to panic sell? Or are they continuing, to panic buy? Because that also happens. Right? So I look at the order book normally when I'm positioned myself under the base. Yeah, of course. And like I said, I look at the order book. It's my secondary, it's a secondary thing I look at. The first thing I look at is the panic. So if I know that we're in the panic right now, right? And we're underneath the support base, and I don't see any of this stuff yet. All I see is this, right? Let me get rid of my alerts. Second. All I see is this. And I'm like, okay, let me see. We are, what was it? We're like 10% underneath the base, right? Do I know if we're going to go lower? Absolutely not. Okay, honestly, at this point, I was hoping that please, can we break the 6K? Okay, because if we broke the 6K, then we would really have a panic. Like a nice, good panic, But at this point, I didn't know what was going on. So what did I do? 10% underneath the base? Okay, I'll go ahead and nibble, And then I start looking at the order book. And after all this, it went up and down, and we established a new strong base over here, right? To me, just to find out what the hell is going on here, once in a while I look at the order book and just see what's going on there. Do we have, if we have a 20 BTC sell order here, but somebody's coming in and putting a 20 BTC buy order here, that means that people are accepting, or if they're munching away on that 20 BTC order here, that means that the buyers are accepting this price. They're interested in purchasing at this particular price. Otherwise, if the buyer said, you know what, you want to sell 20 BTC at 96.26, how about no? How about we're gonna put our 20 BTC order all the way at the bottom at 2,500 or 8,500, But at this price, there's an argument going on between the buyers and the sellers. This is all there is to it. It's an argument between the buyers and the sellers. Sometimes the sellers win, and sometimes the buyers win. And all you have to do is catch the right wave. So why the hell would you want to get in when, the buyers are winning? No, you want to get as many cheap coins as you can at the lower price. And this is why I get in when everybody else is selling. Because I want to be on the buyer side. Because, like I said, all of these coins are being sold into somebody else's hands. They're not being sold into an empty space. They're being sold into somebody else's hands. So who the hell would want to buy this amount of coins at this volume over here if they didn't want to bring it all the way back up? Okay? So volume is important. But this is the safest area, like Luke says the same thing. Safest area for you to get into a trade is anywhere underneath the previous support and in the panic. That's it. No, Crypto Gecko, don't kick yourself. It's fine. Because, we don't know where the coin is going to go, essentially. And you have to come to terms with this realization. that it doesn't matter what we, and I'm sorry until I'm going to say it, doesn't matter what CA says, it doesn't matter how many people are screaming at you and saying it's going to go up or go down or whatever, you know, nobody really still knows what the hell is going on. It can turn around and do something completely different. You know how many people expected here? You know how many people told me it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And bam, it went up. Because it will still do whatever it wants to do. So all you can do if you're position trading is get yourself in a position and be ready for any kind of situation. And there's nothing wrong with trading the panic and getting out on the first bounce. Just contact. Vicky, you're supposed to be sleeping. Are you still hungry again? Go munch on some grass outside. I hope you had food before you're ready to go to bed. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong in participating in the first bounce. You can absolutely trade any of the stuff. The only thing you need to do is wait, god damn it, is wait for the next panic drop, you know? Wait for the next panic. And that's it, you can still trade it. But because I've experienced Bitcoin in the last months, I know that I should be a slow trader when it comes to BTC. Because instead of selling over here, you know, based on the volume, based on everything, instead of selling right here on the first bounce, I said, you know what, I'm going to hold. I'm going to hold. I'm going to sell some of my initial investment here, and I'm going to hold the rest. And then I held. I held up to pure, I think. 80-90% on an investment, it's not bad. Well, half of the investment, but still it's good money, you know? So this is why a coin like BTC, I really like to trade on 4-hour charts, because essentially you look at the bigger picture and you're like, yeah, we've been tanking and tanking, but really we haven't broken this very strong base. So like I said, although I traded this, right? Did I go full ham and went all in? Absolutely not. I put maybe 5 to 10% of my initial investment in it. But then again, because I waited long enough, I'm 43% on my return on my investment. Okay? With other coins like, I don't know, TRX. Somebody was asking me about TRX. On other coins like TRX, because they're so highly volatile, you know, you really don't know what's going to happen. So like right now, if you want to trade this dip, okay, we're under the base, right? Oh shit, we already spiked. I forgot to sell. All you have to do, because essentially we really don't know where it's going to go, okay? It can continue to go up or it can continue to go down. All you can do is sell. Well, not all you can do. You can sell on a bounce. And this is like a really crappy bounce, honestly. The reason why I really like nice big panics is because the lower the coin dips, okay, if we have a 20% dip, that means I have a higher percent chance of making more money on this dip, because after a nice juicy panic, there's always a nice bounce. Could you not have secured it with a stop loss based on you saying you don't use them earlier, as I recall? No, I don't need to. I don't need to use stop losses. Yeah, 1 second. I'll look at the Ethereum pair. I don't need to use stop losses because when did you get in, EM? I want to see if we're going to go back up over here. No, it's fine. We did have a shed bounce over here. Okay, this was my base to play. This was another base. Essentially, this did touch the previous base, so we already bounced from underneath this crappy base up over here. Let me see what the drop was. It was only a 10% drop. 11 wasn't so bad. The reason why the lower it drops is because it kind of gives me like a safe net in a way. Because if we're going to drop through this particular base, which is a very strong base, look how many times we bounced off of it, then I can put more money in it. So if I'm 40% down on a coin, I can double my amount or triple it from where I bought over here, let's say, and over here, in case it continues to tank. And this larger amount, it allows me to play with larger amount. The larger the drop, the more I can put in. Okay, so I like nice big drops because I can put more money in there. But you got to let the coin get to that point first. Okay, rarely we do have situations where the coin drops 100%. Okay, normally it's going to take some time for it to figure itself out. So what you can do right now is you can position yourself in a trade, and then you can wait. If it goes up, wonderful. You're bought, let's just say you're considering this base and not this one, right? You bought 10% underneath the base with, let's say, 5% of your money, or 10% of your money. And then you still have plenty of money to buy lower if you have to, okay? And when we're going to have a bounce, if the coin is going to go up, great, you're in profit on that 10%. If it's going to go down, then you're going to put 20% here. And this is why I don't use stop losses, because the lower it goes, the more money I put in there. And I don't need to put a stop loss because this trade, right, from this area will compensate for my loss from this trade over here, because I've doubled up over here. It's martingale, essentially. I've doubled up. Instead of $100, I put $200 here. And even if this thing never bounces all the way to where it came from, even if it only bounces up to here, for example, 20% on $200 is still higher than whatever I've lost on $100 down here, all the way down here. Does it make sense to you? This is why there's zero need for me to use stop losses. A stop to take profit? Like I said, it's your choice whether you want to take everything out, or you want to take your initial investment out, or whatever you want to do. Usually, what I do when I get into a trade, let's just say I got in here yesterday, right? I start putting my sells up. So let's just say this is where I wanted it to go back, right? So what I do is I start layering my sells. And I sell, 10, 10, 10, 20, 20, whatever, 30% here. So maybe 2 of my sells went through, right? And not all of them. And by the time I woke up, I made money off of it. Ever tried following a panic with the stops instead of layering? Yeah, but I don't really need to. I mean, I don't like to put stop losses because stop loss hunters will screw you over. I tried it once, I think, and I hated it. I like to go with the flow of the chart, okay? When I trade, I allow the coin to figure out what it wants to do. I'm a very patient trader. I know a lot of you aren't, and you want immediate returns, okay? And I have no problem going to sleep. And even if this thing decides not to go up to where I layered my, sells at, I'm okay with it. Because I know I can get out of this trade at any point of time. Because in case it decides to go lower, I can trade that bounce. I'm okay. I'm going to let this coin figure out what it wants to do. All right? Because at this point, this looks like a nice panic to me. It doesn't look like a slow bleed. I hate slow bleeds. This is a slow... Wait, where is it? This is a slow bleed, okay? And I don't like to trade these. Where is it? See? This is a slow bleed. This is a panic, right? This is a panic. This is a slow bleed. This is a slow bleed. And even on the slow bleeds, we still have some bounces, But I'm not interested in making 5-6%. I'm interested in making 20-30%. But in order for me to do that, I have to be patient. And I got to let the coin decide what it wants to do. Okay? because I know that even if I decided to invest over here and then we never bounced back up to that point, I can trade this panic, double up my investment, and make some of my losses up from here. Okay? It's a very relaxed way of trading. I don't have to sit there, panic, and go crazy. This was amazing because I did invest into EOS here and here. Because to me, I don't look at it as, oh my God, I'm losing money. I look at it as, oh my God, for $100, I can buy more coins over here than I did over here. Wonderful. I always wanted more EOS coins, you know? And over here, when we went under $4, I think, and this was a clear panic, obviously, to me, underneath a base, right? This was amazing. I went full ham on this. And not only this compensated for my losses from over here, I also kept the money in there because I know that there is a mainnet coming out. And I've made, hold on a second. Let me zoom out on this thing. Shit, 1 second. And this is where I bought, okay? And I gave it time. And I've made wonderful profits. I made almost 200% on this thing, even more. Okay? This is great. So, flow with the market, flow with the chart. Don't go against it. Don't try to predict. Just be ready for any kind of situation if you're position trading. But before you can get into position trading, like I said, build up your account first. Okay? So, and I'm not afraid of getting into a coin right now, okay? I bought EOS here, and I'm fine with it. Even if this thing decides to go lower, I'm okay with it too, okay? Because there's always going to be a panic at some point, even at the bottom over here, where I can buy much more coins than I could have bought over here with the same amount. I'm going to trade that panic, and I'm going to make up for my losses from my investments over here. It's just something that calms me down when I trade, so I don't panic sell. I don't have to set stop losses. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I can safely trade and sleep well at night, unlike some people who sleep 2 hours a night. John. All right? We don't know what's going to happen. We really don't, But I was hoping that I didn't expect it to go up this high, trust me. I was hoping that EOS was going to rise because of the mainnet launch. Account building is also an exercise in patience needed in position. Yes, true. Vic, you bad person. Okay, so if you want gains and you want more than 2% a day, then you got to really calm down and go with the flow of the chart. Because as much as you want the coin to do something, and this is why I keep repeating myself over and over again, as much as you want for the coin to do something, it's still going to do what it's going to do without, taking you or your opinion or the money you invested into consideration. Okay? So the only two things I look at are my the bases, right? If there's a panic, and what's going on in the order book, because this tells me the story of what buyers and the sellers are doing. Okay. What kind of car I drive? A bicycle with a helmet, and it has 4 wheels. Yep. You only realized that A being stood for account building? Herder. It's fine. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I'm done mentoring you, and I'm really happy that you guys showed up. I'm gonna do another stream in a few days. Please let me. I have a private driver called Balthazar. Please let me know if you have any questions about any coins. If I can, I know a lot of you message me, guys, and sometimes I'm not always able to respond. But I do my best to respond to you if I have a moment, okay? And thank you for coming in and watching. All right. Where am I from? I'm from Russia. Russia. All right, guys. I already did a giveaway. Gecko won. I have to send him money. Books on the topic. I think Luke mentioned a few books. I'm gonna try and pull that stuff up for you guys. All right. You're welcome. Пока, удачи. Удачи, thanks. I'll do another giveaway next time, okay? Don't freak out, people. Alright, talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Night.